It's go time. It's very simple. It's go time. And it's not only go time in the March Madness college basketball space, but my buddy, my friend, my lifelong friend, compatriot, fellow partner here at FTN Fantasy, his daughter is playing in a state sectional game today. Again, she is only a freshman, which evoked memories of the Michigan Fab Five to me. They have a couple freshmen. They have a sophomore who I call Rod Strickland. I nobody knows who that is. It's fine. If you do, put it in the chat. But Gus, thank you for joining us here. Good luck today, 4 o'clock. The Caldwell Chiefs. Who are we playing?
Madison.
The fourth president. Not that impressive. Good luck. It's been a heck of a season for the Caldwell Chiefs, buddy. I'm glad you're with us today.
So glad to be here. It's the best time of the year, and this possibly could be the best day, as a dad ever. So yeah, let's roll.
His other daughter has to play. It's just a great job in the current.
Fantastic.
Fired up. But before we get to that, we're here to talk to you about the picks. Remember, join us here at FTN Fantasy. There's the promo code FTN Fantasy. Join us. It is March 20 is what you want to do. And trust me, you want to get over there. We have previews, conference tournaments, picks, everything that you want, breakdowns, March Madness breakdowns. I'm going to try to bribe Gus to join me next Sunday when the brackets come out.
Okay.
I will be live on Sirius. Somehow we got our schedule changed. God bless the great Jeff Radcliffe here at FTN Fantasy. We are taking his spot. He's going to be away for 1 day. He only takes 1 day off a year. And it happens to be St. Patrick's Day, the day after the brackets come out. So my partner, Dane Martinez, already said he's just walking off the show for 2 hours. So we'll be live on Sirius 9 to 11 in the morning on FTN Fantasy, breaking down all the brackets for you, all that fun stuff. So
fantastic.
Thank you for joining us. Who's in the chat? I need to know. Preston is here. That's wonderful. Big Al, you're probably not even big, but I just like saying Big Al. I don't know why. It's a happy days. I like X today. Tommy, I like X. I like Xavier every day for the rest of the year. I think you know that.
Yep.
Kyle needs a win today. His Missouri Tigers need a big win.
Okay.
Get it, Kyle, but in a weird way.
Right.
Costco is here. He always has discounts at Costco. We appreciate that. Trevor, let's go. John L. Davis. Gone but not forgotten. Boy, that Florida Atlantic team has really just been all over the place. Dan, my good friend Dan from Massachusetts. Morning, good. Keep it rolling. Dan, that's a lot of points against Duke today, Dan. That's all I'm going to say. It's a lot of points. That one could be in the Discord. Winthrop today. Jason will answer that one. Gus, I'll forget that in a minute, but if you remind me of that.
Yes,
UNC outright today. Let's take it easy, Trevor. That's the 11-point. That's the money line play. I don't know if we need to do that. Creekman, good morning. Go Old Miss. Yes
sir.
I love Old Miss, love Chris Beard, all that. Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir.
So, again, Frank Brank and I have had this sort of competition going back and forth. We both have had a great year. Frank runs all our models. We have our simulations, and they're so critical for picking the games because they take the bias out of it. The bias that I have, Stan Johnson, Mike White. I mean, there's biases all over the place.
Correct.
But when Frank and I align, we have to be hitting at 80%. So when I put my pick in, Frank puts his, and they align. The other is Liberty plus 1.5. They went outright. Frank and I have had this battle. Iowa State, that was a killer for me on Tuesday, Gus. As soon as I heard Deshaun Jackson was out sick, I'm nightmare. Yeah. They got up 10-2. They got me excited, and then they fell apart. But he got me there. But then I got him back with high points. So we have this battle going. Gus, all of this talk means the following. We are aligned on this one. And this was a model play. Vanderbilt versus Georgia. Look, guys, it's Mike White. You know my thoughts. Mike White has had sustained success as a college coach. It's not that. I just find that his offensive schemes really struggle. He certainly can coach defense, and they do. But that keeps the game close and keeps possessions down. So Georgia today, at home, senior day. Gus has taught me this time and time again. Sometimes good, sometimes not. You can't say one way or the other.
Fishy.
They're playing Vanderbilt. They have not played Vanderbilt yet this year, so it's sight unseen. Yes, Georgia, Gus, has won 3 straight games. Florida, very impressively. Almost gagged back. Texas, South Carolina. But now Vanderbilt at home. Vanderbilt coming off the loss to Arkansas. Your guy, Mark Byington from JMU, has done an outstanding job. They have had some big, big wins this year. Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, away at Texas A&M. Gus, I think it's too many points. What say you?
Absolutely. We've seen Mark Byington work miracles / be an unbelievable coach. Why would we believe something different in this particular spot? And like we said, illustrated perfectly. Sometimes these senior days get a little fishy emotional.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get a little fishy result wise. So it's hard to break. So when you have that oddness and you have a great coach on the other side that is not invested in that ceremony, I'll take the great coach not invested in the ceremony.
Brilliant, my friend. This one also is one of our model plays, and I want to put it up here. You have to get into the Discord, have to join us here, monthly, annual, whatever you want to do, only because the plays go out right away. I used to wake up last year, Gus, at like 7 o'clock because Frank Brank would go live on like verbally. He'd have an audio and just give the plays away. And I work with the guy. So, I mean, just to show you how great it is, you have to join us. This one went up right away. I believe in this one. Okay. Kentucky is no Jackson Robinson. He's out for the year. Mark Pope is a brilliant coach. He's done an outstanding job. He's like the 7th choice for the Kentucky job, much like Mick Cronin at UCLA, and he's done a wonderful job. Missouri is tough at home, but I don't think, Gus, that Kentucky can afford to let this game get up and down because they just don't have the weapons right now, and they're brutal at defending the two, although they've gotten better. So I kind of like the under 171. Gus, that means, 85, 84, I win. Okay. It just seems like it's a little high late in the year, unders, all that stuff. What do you think?
If I was going to lean one way or the other, I would lean the under here. I think the other one to pay attention to is maybe just Missouri team total. They've been playing unbelievably efficient basketball on the offensive end. We can go into like how that has happened and why they do that and what makes them really good at it, but they have been playing great, efficient offense. So I think if you're going to look one way, maybe go team total over for Missouri and then game total under for this. And like you said, you mentioned that final score. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah. And that sounded like the final score when Missouri won in overtime as well. So you might have a little wiggle room there as in addition.
I mean, Gus, 89-80, I win.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it just seems a little high. Shout out to Dennis Gates. How many people can survive an 0-18 season in the SEC, and not only then come back and go 10-7 in the conference as well the next year? Good for him. Well done. Yeah. This was asked by Cousin Jer. Shout out to Cousin Jer. And you and I agree, Gus. I'll let you take the lead on this one. I mean, they've burned me a lot this year, but I don't know in this spot, 1.5 against the pillow that is Davidson. That was my comment, not yours. Go ahead.
Well, my comment might not be any more complimentary. So I was going to say, in a coin flip game, if you're going to give me like overall toughness versus like shooting, I'll take the toughness, please, every single time. Davidson is kind of on the wrong side of the roll at this point in the season, and the Bonnies have over 10 wins inside conference play. They're going to play for some seeding. They still think they can win this A10 tournament and get the automatic bid. So they're not going to come in and have a flat performance. And with the number this low, I agree. A total agreement here, please.
In what I will call the John Becker corollary from here on out, you want coaches like Mark Schmidt who have maybe underachieved a little bit because the market is going to adjust and is going to like devalue them way too much. Yes, I know that St. Bonaventure struggles to score more than myself, Gus, and Frank Brank would if we're playing 3-on-3 against the Knicks. I understand that.
Sure.
But they still are great on defense. They're still great on rebounding. They've won 3 of their last 4. The only one they lost away was St. Joe's.
And St. Joe's has been scalding.
And St. Joe's has been Gus, I told you 2 months ago that they are a problem. If they get in the tournament, they are a problem. They have a little bit of that swag, the whole thing. We got a couple comments here. Let's get in the comments section.
Yeah, sure.
I know. Dream is the best baseball guy. I know. He's incredible.
Amazing.
Spring training, he's all over it. Do we fear the turtle today? That is Dream's way. Dream is like the nicest guy because that's his way of saying, Mike, you faded Maryland all year long, you idiot. Are you doing it again? That's what he's saying. I never fear the turtle, Dream. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing today, but that's it.
I like the queen over in that game for the turtle.
Yes, the queen is long sleeves. I mean, that's going to be trademark as soon as he gets the NBA. Missouri going to wallop Kentucky today. Trevor, that may be the case. They could wallop them 90-70, right? I mean, that could happen. I
like that final score.
Missouri gets right today. Could be quantitative. Quantitative is actually supporting a pick of mine. That's a miracle. And Helms, I don't know what that means, but it's a reference to it's must be one of the picks he likes that we did. This is my good friend Dr. Tony, who's got a million things going on. His son is the next, Pele, or he's got a million things going on. The only thing I can say is this line has gone down, Gus.
Right.
It's gone down from 11.5 to 9.5. If you haven't been paying attention, and our friend Rob, who's a supporter as well, Rob Regassa, has been noticing this, Cornell is on absolute fire.
They are.
Bombing threes, pushing pace. Columbia's dead man walking. I get it. Maybe this is a sleepy spot, but I am not fading Cornell, Gus, until I see otherwise. Cornell is an Ivy League problem. They beat Brown away. They drilled Penn by 28. They drilled Princeton at home by 32.
They sure did.
Here comes Columbia. I have no indicate. Rubio De La Rosa is back. I get that, and maybe that's what it is. But he came back, and they lost at home to Penn. So I still like Cornell here. I just think they're too hot. This could be a half unit play, Gus. I don't know.
Cornell's open right now, and they're going to fire from 3. That's what's going to that's the recipe of how this line gets to double digits. They're going to fire from 3. They've been unbelievably efficient from 3-point. And I don't know if Columbia wants to get in the up and down, running down, up and down, even with their best player coming back.
I have a feeling if I met Quantitative in person, we'd be very good friends. I do not like big favorites, Quantitative, and you know that. And you know that, and you are totally getting at me here. You're not a Terps.
I think that's a dig. That's a dig right there.
It's a dig. Yeah. In fact, I faded Texas Tech with Frank Brank earlier this week with Colorado, 17.5. It was frisky, Gus. We needed a shot at the end of the game, but that's fine. Quantitative is laughing at me. Quantitative is laughing. It's very good. Let's Joey Wright again. There is no about Joey Wright. Stetson Joey. Last year was magical. This year not so much, Bud. But you were one of the nicest and best people in the industry. Also very good.
Cheers, Joey.
Busy week. He appreciates it. Joey, you are allowed. You have universal attendance here. You cut the line always.
Yes.
Okay, I have to address this, Gus. Okay, here's
this is your thing. So please take the floor.
I definitely have a blind spot. Here you go, Quantitative. We're going to therapy right now. I definitely have a blind spot for really well-coached, disciplined teams.
Right.
Virginia years ago, Iowa State. I do. What I will tell you is that if you told me that Tennessee last year with Rick Barnes and Dalton Connect, I swear they beat Purdue if Vescovi's not hurt, sick. Maybe I'm wrong, because I don't know. But those teams have such a slight margin of error. Yes. Dyshawn Jackson, sick the prior 2 games. He played like 5 minutes. He did nothing. That is critical because they don't have the depth to recover. Right. What drives me nuts is that Mark Pope can go to Tennessee, wherever he wants. Everybody's hurt, and Pope is still putting up 90 points and winning. Now, listen, they've been up and down. I get it. But I just thought for one game at home against the up-and-coming BYU and Kevin Young, the NBA coach, okay? But I was wrong. So I do like Iowa State. I like them today in a bounce-back spot at Kansas State, especially – I don't think Coleman Hawkins is playing today. So I do like it.
Right.
But I will recognize, Gus, reluctantly, that teams like this are very fragile. And when something goes wrong or someone gets hurt or someone gets in foul trouble, they could absolutely lose in the first round, or they could make the Final Four and beat anyone. Correct. That is my problem with Iowa State. I still love them, Wizard of Oz, but that one hurt because they got blitzed by BYU.
And they gave you hope in that double overtime opportunity, and it's still they came up a little flat. The pieces are great. We love the pieces. The guard play is electric defensively. The question is, are they going to be able to score efficiently enough? Not enough, efficiently enough. Yes.
Yeah, and it killed the Mad Dog streak, which is now 8 of 9. It's just frustrating, Gus, because the other one was going to be Oregon against Indiana.
I know.
1-point game with 90 seconds left, and they find a way to cover, as only Mike Woodson can. God bless it. Gus, a couple others here for you, bud.
Yes,
Thoughts
sir.
On Liberty today. Costco, we talked about this before we got on.
Right. Yes,
Gus and I just pretty much just hit the record button and just continue talking as we normally do.
Right.
It's Western Kentucky. It's away. Mm-hmm. It's the last game of Conference USA regular season. At this point in Conference USA, Liberty is 12-5. They are tied with Jacksonville State, so they need this game in the worst way. It's 3.5.
Right. The time.
That's it's a lot, but they do need it.
It's right there. It's right there. Yeah, that number is right there. You'd love it. You'd love it to be 2.5, maybe. Yeah.
Costco, how about this one? I bet Liberty wins by 4. How about that one? Kansas State, let's go. Trevor, what are you doing to me? Iowa State's my Iowa State. Okay, we got a couple others. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're getting off the
All right,
path.
let's go.
From my brother-in-law, Joe Polino. We told you, don't leave your wingman. And I watched the new updated version of Top Gun last night, which is just absolutely outstanding.
Okay.
But yeah, Vermont has been hot. They've been covering. John Becker, ever since we lost Gus away at Binghamton by 3, beat Maine, beat Albany away, pounded New Hampshire by 20, beat Maine again. Brian, see you later. UMass Lowell by 24, NJIT by 10 with the late cover, UMBC away by 10, and Albany by 8. Now it's the America East Conference tournament. I think they're coming for Bryant. Are they stubbing their toe against New Hampshire in the first round at home? I don't think so. It's a big line, and big lines have not hit this year, Gus. Anyone, the Caldwell girls against the 84 Celtics getting 15. I'll take the Caldwell girls right now.
Fair.
But I'm going with Becker until he proves me otherwise.
This number's a little bit too big for me.
It's big.
Again, the one thing that we need to pay attention to here, which we haven't talked about on the show, you and I have talked about multiple different times, but for the listeners and the subscribers, the college basketball season is amazing for multiple reasons. It provides starting points and start lines 4 times throughout the season. And we're at the third one right now at conference play. Everybody can reset the clock and reset their season multiple times throughout the college basketball season. So that's what makes it magical. And we're at one right now, especially in the America East once conference play starts. So maybe these big lines would shrink a little bit because of that initial third starting line of the college basketball season, the fourth being March Madness, of course.
It's a good point. That's well done. I didn't go either way on this one. If you don't want it, it's fine. It's just
right.
I'm going to ride it till I die on Vermont. I just believe in John Becker too much.
John Becker.
Gus, you got one here, which I added. As soon as you said it, I missed it. Excellent call. So
right.
Why don't you tell the people about the wagon that is Central Connecticut State?
So they've been playing unbelievably well all season. They have borderline, they might have an NBA player on their roster that might transfer up, and you might see his name on a high major team next season. I believe that this number is like a little bit of name recognition with FDU as well. That's still a little bit fresh in our mind from them taking down Purdue. So Central Connecticut State is 15-7 as the favorite this year, and they're an amazing 2-point shooting team. So they're not overly reliant on the 3. They're not overly reliant on causing turnovers. They're just an efficient offensive basketball team. And this number seems like it could explode, and this could turn into like a 17-point win for them. So I found this number and felt like maybe some people are still thinking like FDU is like important or is going to go beat Purdue. They're not.
Everyone thinks I hate Rhode Island because of my Bryant diatribe. I'll give you another diatribe right now. I'm going to tell you how this game's going to go because I've just seen this time and time again. You had Fairleigh Dickinson with the big win over Stonehill in the first round of the Northeast Conference tournament, 71-56. So here, let's say that Fairleigh Dickinson is going to come out fired up. They're going to have that normal boost from playing already and now going on the road. This game's going to be like a 2-point game at halftime, and then Central Connecticut State is going to wipe the floor with them in the second half. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yep.
That's my prediction. You can play it however you want. You want to go first half? I don't care. Just my thoughts. Gus, you have another one as well. Cousin Bry's alma mater. St. Joe's at LaSalle. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you go over here? I'm sorry. I got to fix this.
No. Let's go under on this. It feels like that number is really big. And like we talked about, you have a big 5 matchup right here. So there's like that dynamic that's involved here. And we also have it's going to be a senior day situation. And anytime you have that you never know which way the emotions are going to go. So the fact that it could be, 72 to 75, I'll take it. So give me the under. Like you said, St. Joe's has been playing really well. I don't expect that to stop here, but maybe they're not going to put up 90. How's that?
It sounds good to me. Makes total sense. And I think St. Joe's is a really hot team that can be live in the tournament. They could somehow make it in there with
very much. Fleming's playing really well. He's an NBA player.
Yes. Yeah. And by the way, what better way to end our picks of the show? Look, Stan Johnson.
Hey, Stan.
I really wanted to put in the Discord last night, San Diego. I didn't because we had a good night. We had a 3-1 night. Only thing that tripped me up, North Carolina A&T and Hofstra, which by the way, Hofstra is going to be a problem, Gus.
They're good again.
Good coach, right? They're going to be a problem. But I didn't, which was great because it would have hurt me. But Yeah, I'm going to double down that Stan Johnson's not going back-to-back wins in the tournament. Okay, I'll take Washington State. Their defense only 3.5. I get it. I get it, Gus. But Stan has been pretty good to us. We're not going to leave our wingman there. A couple of the comments. This is a good one, Kyle. I didn't put it in. I like Elon, but their offense can be rock, paper, scissors. But they get a lot of second chance points on the board. But Zach Spiker has Drexel playing well. Kind of a stay away for me, Gus, in this one. I just want to watch this one at noon. But I think it's Elon minus 1.5. That's all.
A coin flip game.
Yeah. Better spots. Better spots.
I would not I would stay away from this one personally.
I love when the comments pull up a pick that I cannot mention because I'm going to give it to the subscribers.
Ooh.
Hippo, I'll say this.
Yeah.
Right church, wrong pew, my friend. That's what I'm going to go with. Mercer's getting a lot of points in that game. Chattanooga, you know my thoughts. If you've watched the show, you know my thoughts on Chattanooga. Jen, great to see you. Quantitative wants more Vermont and Gus Hairband. We will try to get both of those going. Yeah. Quantitative.
Right.
Quantitative is a funny dude. I think he is. If it's a dude, maybe it's a girl. Whoever it is, you're really funny. Here's one. A Hippo wants to know Texas A&M minus 6.5. That was the pick also, by the way. Gus Buzz Williams losing 4 in a row against Auburn.
I was going to say the other place the Mad Dog pick.
I'm going to tell you why I didn't, because it was 5.5 and I was all in. I put it in the Discord
number, right?
And then it went to 3.5 and I got nervous. That's why I didn't pick it. Stupid, dumb. They're away. They're at LSU today. I think Buzz gets it done. Buzz isn't great on the road. Matt McMahon is returning for LSU, but that's pretty good vote of confidence, Gus, because they're 3-14 in the SEC. Their only wins have been Arkansas at home and South Carolina. I think Buzz gets it done. It's 6.5's a lot, but
we're playing with the final home game, the whole thing. Is there really that much emotion attached to the new coach with the transfers at LSU? Are they really going to be that amped up for? It's impossible to figure that out, but I'll take the great coach with maybe the team that's a little bit desperate with Texas A&M wanting to gather another win.
Well, in essence, Quantitative is basically the third tenor right now. He feels LSU plus 7.5 at home. Trevor also thinks LSU is winning that game.
Wow.
You know, this one's worth it, Gus. Yeah. This one is a good one. Leonard Hamilton sitting on 199 wins. The reason that's relevant is this one shocked me. I was going to put this in the Discord as the line that makes no sense of the day.
Yes.
Florida State at home against a good SMU team, and it's only 3.5, Gus.
Right.
I may add Florida State plus 3.5. I'm not sure SMU is like ready to dominate on the road every time. I mean, they're good. Yeah. They do a nice job. Matt Cross, UMass. I get the whole thing. Fine. Okay. But this one was the line that made no sense today.
This one's similar to the George Mason line from a couple of weeks ago where it was against VCU where it was 10 and that makes no sense. Like, why are we not picking Mason? Why are we not picking them there? So yeah, I like your strategy and I like the logical progression that you took there. Yeah.
Sorry, a couple more coming, guys. Notre Dame over Cal today. I like Notre Dame. I like Micah Shrewsbury. He's a good coach. He's had a rough run. He had the diatribe. He knocked the water over on the table.
Burton was hurt during part of the season. Right.
Burton was hurt, and they had a good run going there for a while. They're playing Cal today at home. They're favored. I don't know about Notre Dame favored. Madsen on the road hasn't been great. Louisville away, smoked. Stanford away, lost. Georgia Tech away, lost. Duke smoked. SMU away, lost by 10. I can go either way in this one. I think there's better spots.
I think there's better spots too. I would take Notre Dame on the road. And again, this plays into the new conference alignment with the travel. Do you really want to pick Cal coming across the country where they've never done that before?
Yeah, good point. Great point. Howie, great show. Howie, thank you, sir. All right, folks, that's it. Here's the deal. I'm going to go in Discord. Okay, so we're going to be there, go through all the games. That's why you have to join us. If you haven't subscribed to FTN, I don't know why you haven't. We got March Madness. We got bracket picks. We got Frank Brank. The conference tournament sims are live.
Yeah.
He's already got his sims up for the Final Four, so you can look to see which teams we like percentage-wise. And then when the bracket comes out, you'll know which one is the blow-up bracket from that. But you got to get into the Discord. That's where we talk. We go through things. March Madness or picks. Gus and I are going to do the whole thing, as always. Gus, good luck today in your game. It's been a special season. This is like the Fab Five. They're all coming back next year.
They are.
If you get a sectional title with your daughter's, I mean, that's the ludicrous stuff. Because she's only a freshman. She's not even driving yet. She's driving to the basket, but she's not driving a car yet.
That's been an issue getting to and from practice, by the way.
Her knees are already bagged up. He's the best, folks. We're out of here. We're going to Discord. You are the best. March Madness is here. Caldwell, money line. Take it. I'll see you.